Hey guys, this is Meathead Mikkel from meatheadgaming.com, and today we're going to talk about crafting a little bit. So, a couple days ago, I think it was today, is what, the 22nd, Blizzard announced that, something in Korea, I guess, that 2.0 might be out in a couple weeks or so. So, that means that we're going to have, anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks, depending on if it's this coming Tuesday or the next one, to actually play in 2.0. So we're gonna have a month to do whatever, and one of the things we'll be able to do is crafting, and 60 rares and find some legendaries, things like that. So today I want to talk about and show you guys some of the crafting things that you can do in 2.0 and how it's going to replace a lot of the gear you have, specifically some of the account bound rares that a lot of people use right now, such as shoulders, chest, bracers, and gloves. First of all, though, I do want to show kind of the difference between live and PTR. So, as you can see, I just did a fresh copy, and I'm Paragon 260. On live, my DPS, my buff DPS, was 400k. This is without any Paragon points. I'm at 378. So let's just make a couple quick changes and see what the damage difference is with Paragon points. So let's see, I had, and I don't need this, and then what else did I have? Well, that's about it for damage, it looks like, or damage passes. So, alright. Let's see what's still got that. Still the same. Same. Alright. The only difference is this guy is no longer 3% crit, it's only 1.8. But anyway, alright, so 378k. Let's see what it looks like when I add all these points. Crit chance, crit damage, resist, life on hit, area damage, whatever. 1% to get to 25%, and then we'll max out. Okay, let's see where we're at now. 454k. So 55k DPS difference between live and PTR. And the reason I wanted to show you guys this before actually doing the crafting is because you'll see the increases in the stats that I'll get. So, what can you do to get ready for crafting in 2.0? Well, the first thing you need is mats. The level 60 mats are all going to be iridescent tears and exquisite essences, and they're going to be at about a 2-to-1 ratio. So, for most crafting, like if you look at, let's just take a look. So if you look at, razor spikes, they require 30 exquisite essences, right? Look at chest armor, they basically don't require any. Look at gloves, they require 20 iridescent tears. So we have basically, what was it? This is 20, and then this is 30. So it's 30 to 20 right now. But then if you also look at shoulders, it's 10. So if you're going to craft kind of an equal amount of shoulders, bracers, and gloves, you kind of need a 2-to-1 ratio of the exquisite essences to iridescent tears. And the other thing that you'll notice in here is, hold on, is common debris, which is salvaged from regular weapons and armor. So one thing you can do now is basically stock up on level 63 whites, and they will salvage into anywhere from, I think, like 2 to 8 or so common debris per piece. So what I did was, actually, let's see, just grab some of these, salvage them, and then I'll show you guys what I did to actually prepare for this. So we got 8 here, 9, oh wow, it's more, 10, wow. So they really boosted up. So it's kind of random how much you get. That's a lot. It's a lot of common debris. And actually, one of the things that I did, I've been saving up demonic essences as well. And one of the things I did is I loaded up all of my characters with level 63 whites. So let's go ahead and get some of these guys and salvage all these things real quick so that we can have a bunch of crafting mats. Any day now. Okay, so as you can see, I basically filled them up. I would recommend picking up 63 items because it is some testing, and 62 and 61 and 60 don't salvage into as many. And if you really want to be efficient about it, go for high scabbards, load up on those as much as possible because it's the only level 63 item that takes up 1 slot instead of 2. But you know, you have some, I don't even want to do the math, but it's probably around like 1,000 of these little squares between all your characters and your stash. So unless you're going to farm 1,000 high scabbards, it's not really worth it. But let's go ahead and salvage these and see how many we get across all of these. And this is actually with the most recent patch. I have done this before, I haven't done it in this patch. So the materials might be a little bit different. Like, they really increase the amount of common debris that you get. So, I mean, 329, this is just for one character, which is kind of insane. So let's go ahead and just roll through these real quick. And we'll start with maybe about, so we got that one, let's do this guy. Now, if you guys are wondering if you should save up blues or yellows, the answer is no. Just buy exquisite essences and iridescent tears because, you know, there's just no reason to. I mean, on PTR, blues and yellows disenchant the same mats as the common debris that you're going to be missing. That's fairly important. So let's see what we get here. I think we got 329 on the last one. I do see a few more belts here, so we'll see how RNG is on this character. At 346, so a little bit more. It's to be expected. So now it's 723. Now I'm curious to see, because I don't want to bore you guys to death. Yeah, so we're already at a pretty 300 chest armors, 72 gloves, 144 shoulders, 48 bracers. So, you know, I'm just going to go through a couple more to see how many I can get. I don't want to bore you guys and go through all these, but I want to make sure that I can maximize my crafting because I also want to see, you know, how much money I need to save up to be able to craft, because basically the point here is to craft this legendaries, or not legendaries, excuse me, rares, as soon as 2.0 gets released, so that you can, you know, obviously when you farm better rares, you know, you do it. Whoa, okay, that was dumb. That was real dumb. Yeah, don't do that. Make sure your stash is not full, otherwise that's going to happen. Now I'm going to have to pick all these up because I'm retarded. So there's your common debris. It's like little med kits. Oh, this is annoying. Alright. Come on. Savage, film, 321. So overall, they all kind of end up giving you about 300 or so per full character slot. They do stack up to 1,000. And let me go through one more, and then we'll start crafting. Let's do this guy. Yeah, so the idea is to basically be able to farm something above Torment 1 the moment that 2.0 hits, just so you can find the legendaries, because after 2.0, whatever you find, you will be able to reroll that. So if you find, you know, legendary, a level 60 legendary with maybe not so good damage stats, you'll be able to save those and reroll them at 70 once ROS hits. So as soon as that comes out, you'll be good. And you'll get a nice little head start. So what you guys can do is, you know, as you're just playing the game by yourself and with other people, you can start picking up these level 63 lights, 340 on this one, and, you know, kind of start preparing. So, all right, now let's see how many we can do here, because I don't want to make this a 5-hour video. Wow, that's a lot of chests. 700 chests. Now you do need a certain amount of money. I mean, I'm at, you know, 617 mil. As far as gold goes for 2.0 and ROS, I don't think anything above like 1 billion is necessary. You know, from what I've seen from the different streamers, you make gold pretty easily, so that's not necessary. But anyway, I think we got enough mats to craft before you guys are bored to death, just so you can kind of see what the potential is for replacing items. So I'm going to use my wizard as an example, just because, you know, this is my best geared character right now. And let's see what we can craft. So we got what? So starting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's, oh wow, I suck at this. So so we got what, 2,500, I think. No, never mind. 5,000, excuse me. 5,000 iridescent tears and 10,000 exquisite essences. 300 of these, and I got what, one? Oh wow! Did they just, what? I'm confused. Did they just give me? Okay, this is interesting. I think they just gave me 1,000 extra demonic essences or something stupid. Maybe you know what it was. Maybe it's the conversion between Live and 2.0 that you just get more DEs, because when I copied this from Live, I only had about 500 or 600. So they must have like quadrupled or something. That's insane. If that's actually the case, that maybe the demonic essences increase. Anyway, all right, whatever. It's PTR. It's still good. So we are at 454k DPS buff. Let me show you guys my gear. This is the most expensive piece I bought. I bought it for 300 mil. A5 crit numpo. So we're going to be replacing the following. Actually, let me go through the rest of these. Zuni's, Wishing Hour, Ina's. More Zuni's. I like the all resist buff. I got a pretty decent axe. Triumvirate. Stick with my Hellfire. Another Zuni. This is my crafted amulet. By the way, a note on the crafted amulets. Actually, let's go take a look at that real quick. That's something that if you don't have something decent, and this is by no means BIS or GG or anything like that, but it's not bad. You know, you can use this on a barb or on a wizard. You've got some good vitality. You got pretty much perfect crit chance and damage.
There he goes.
So unfortunately, it's not a trifecta, but it took me about 700 crafts to get this. So if you have something around this range, I wouldn't bother anymore, but otherwise I would craft. Still on PTR if you're trying to get an amulet, because these require Forgotten Souls, which are legendary mats that drop from, I don't know if they drop from 60s on the patch 2.0. I know they definitely, you can't take legendaries from Live and disenchantments of this. They will still disenchant into Fiery Brimstone. So if 2.0 hits pretty soon, and if it is restricted to, if this is restricted to 61 to 70, then you're not going to be able to craft any of these. Sorry. So go ahead and craft yourself a decent amulet right now. But I would still save up a lot of mnemonic essences, and I will show you guys why here momentarily. So, alright, so we're going to be crafting shoulders. The reason that I want to be doing this is because they're going to get an extra 100 main stat, and so we're probably automatically going to end up with 300 main stat, and then it's not a far stretch to get something else that's decent. So this is going to be an easy upgrade. This will be a little bit harder because even though you get 300 main stat, you're still going to be trying to look for a trifecta or even difecta. That's not really a word, but it's a little bit harder to get two random properties that are both good, especially, and attack speed is getting nerfed on rares at level 60 in 2.0. So this is going to be a little bit harder to craft, but this will be super easy. Chest will actually be super easy because you're going to get 300 main stat, and then your vitality is pretty much guaranteed. So all you're really looking for is 3 sockets and all resist. So that's going to be pretty easy. This is arguably going to be just as easy as the shoulders, if not easier, because you're going to get 300 main stat, and the only thing that you are going to need here is crit chance. Everything else is just going to be gravy. Or icing, I guess is the correct term. So let's go ahead and we'll start with shoulders. Or let's do bracers. Since they're the first ones to show up. Let's do 20. Let's craft 20 bracers and see what we get. And remember that we started at 617 mil. So I think if you craft 20 apiece, maybe between shoulders, gloves, chest, and bracers, you should, that's 80 crafts, that's pretty inexpensive, and you should find an upgrade to almost anything that you have. None of these items are GG, but they're not bad rolls. So to be able to replace them almost instantly is going to be huge. And if 454,000, I'll show you guys what this actually does at Torment 1. I'm going to do another video about the cold build that I've been working on, but this will destroy Torment 1 at 60. So very easily. So let's see what we got here. 20 crafts. Alright. So we got 0.7 damage. Alright, there you go. So already we got 5 crit, 321 hit, 209 vitality. So my HP is at 45,000. This is going to jump up massively, and 10% cold damage. I'm pretty much done already. Don't really need it. This is nice, but I don't care for arcane. But I'll save it because these guys are AR. This is going to be, let's see, cold skills. And no crit. Don't need that. Ooh. Let's look at these two. Okay, so this says a little more damage, but it's no toughness though. No HP. Yeah. Still gonna go for this. This is better. But you guys can kind of see that already. I'm looking for crit chance. These things, if they don't have crit, they're worthless. Now this is just 20 crafts, so let's see. Actually, hold on 1 second, guys. You can kind of see that a lot of the rolls are pretty much identical. Smart loot can be pretty smart. Alright, so this is 20 crafts, and we've got 2 out of 20, so about 10% conversion so far of getting crit chance. Or actually, I threw away the other one that had crit. But actually, this is worthless, it doesn't have crit. So it's 45k HP, 507k toughness, 10% cold skill damage. Wow, that's not bad. Come on, let's go ahead and replace this. Alright, boom, 457. Yeah, that's not too bad. Tiny little boost, but my toughness went way up. Basically 10k hit points. So we might revisit this, but let's just stop here for a second. Let's go to. I'm gonna save the best for last. I'm gonna show you guys how awesome chest armor is, but let's go ahead and craft 20 gloves just to see how good it is. So if you guys just wanna sit tight for a minute. And if you guys are seeing any kind of lag or anything like that, I'm still trying to tweak my settings. This is the first video I'm doing. I'm using exploit, and I have a Core i3 and a GTX 460. So I think I'm going to do some overclocking and possibly get some better hardware in order to not get any kind of lag and to be able to do 1080p videos. Right now I'm kind of stuck to 720p. Alright, so let's look at gloves. So let's see, damage, garbage. Okay, wow, crit chance. Okay, here we go, already. We'll look at that one in a second. Too much damage loss, too much damage loss. These are all, I'm not even looking at these, I'm just kind of tossing them. So these are all, that might be okay. Let's see if we can get any of these. And cooldown reduction and resource cost reduction are both going to be extremely, extremely good. I'm not looking at them right now just because I just don't want to. There's enough to think about as is. But let's see where we're at with. Alright. So we got 3 gloves. 3 out of 20 have. 3 out of 20 rolled. 2 out of 3 crit chance, attack speed, and crit damage. So let's see. We're at minus 1.2, 1.9, 6.7. That doesn't really help much. This is okay. Minus 1.9. Let's see. So we got attack speed and crit chance. We got attack speed and crit chance. So here we got area damage. Don't care about that right now. Armor. Pick up radius. This is just so it's this. All right. So 1.2, 2.9, 1.9, 0.3. Ooh, see, I don't know. Attack speed, crit chance. It's got some armor though. That armor's gonna be nice. I'll go with this one. Alright, so we were 40 crafts deep, and we've replaced a lot of things. Damage is just a tad bit down, but let's see. Oh, it's because of attack. You know what? Guys, I'm gonna keep this. So this is what I was talking about. It's a little bit harder to craft the gloves that you want. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit more. So we might revisit these, but let's go ahead and move on to shoulders real quick. This is gonna be fun. Let's see where we're at. And if you load up 10 characters or so with white items, just fill out all your character slots, fill them up. And you save up all of your demonic essences, you're going to end up with some pretty crazy crafts. Like, you'll probably spend the first few hours in 2.0 just crafting, just to upgrade all your gear before you even actually play the game. But once you hit, I know from the testing I've done, with the wizard class. At 400k damage, you can own anything in Torment 1 and PTR level 60. Nothing poses a threat to you. So let's see where we're at with the shoulders. Okay, so here we go. First one. 0.7 damage, 0.3 toughness, 0.5 damage. Blizzard, I am going to be using Blizzard. So it's better than this. Let's get rid of that one. 6.5 toughness. Wow, look at that. See? So you're going to get vitality on pretty much all these. If you look and see, you get a vitality on a lot of these. So that's good. I'm missing all resist. But I'm getting some toughness. And a ton of vitality, so that's going to make up for it. So that's 0.7, 0.3, 0.76, 0.5. Yeah, we don't need the keying, so that's the best one so far. 0.5 damage. No. Resist now. Familiar damage, you're kidding me. These are all kind of garbage so far. And let's see. Okay, let's look at these two. So we got int vitality, they're about the same. Explosive blast damage, that'd be cool for. So it's 0.7, 0.8, 0.7, 0.3, 0.7, 0.3, 0.1. I'm going to be doing Blizzard though, so I'm going to get rid of this one, but I'm going to keep it just to show you guys that it's good. This one's 11% toughness. I mean, you're getting all that vitality, life, percent armor, and what are we at here? 0.3%. I don't really need this extra toughness right now, so I'm trying to get some extra damage going. This might be a good candidate. So as you can see so far, and I've only done 20 of these. I'm not gonna make you guys sit through hours of this, but as you can see, the shoulder slot is just stupid easy to replace. And this is not a bad slot by any means. I mean, this is an extra 100 roll from live on the int, all resist, and life percentage. So that's a decent roll. Let's see, this is...
I have some
Ooh, that's juicy. We'll see which one we're going to stick to. There's a lot of cool things here. So this is just int and vitality, explosive blast run. I'm going to use that. Int vitality, blizzard, and that's it, right? Int vitality, no blizzard damage, but it's got AR. So 4.7. Now it's all right. I kind of want to keep the blizzard damage because I'm going to be doing the blizzard build here in a minute. So let's see. Oh man, this is tough. I mean, this is pointless. That's not that great. So we have basically the same damage, but a lot of toughness. We're getting a ton of vitality, and we're keeping the resist. And basically, this is just a 200 vitality boost. This is going to still keep some of that AR, but it's going to give me an extra 10% damage on my blizzard. I'm still getting toughness. This is going to give me, so I think we should go between these two. I'll keep this one for now. Let's go between these two. And we got 314 intelligence vitality. And 14 blizz damage. 10 blizz damage, but this has AR. So we're going to go with this. Alright. We got our winner. We have our winner. Okay. Now we're going to do... So far, I added about 13k hit points and about 5k damage. But we're just getting started, guys. This is going to be sick. Absolutely sick. And I've spent 4 mil so far. I mean, this is just like a few minutes. I mean, I can make hundreds. Chests, almost 400 chests. That's just stupid. So actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 25 of these, and this will be the. Let me see if there's anything else we can. Well, you know, we might try an orb actually after this. Might try some weapons or offhand. I have my reservations. I don't think I'm going to find anything major there, and it's not something that I prepared for, because the axe that I have and the offhand source that I have, they're both pretty good. So I think we're good on that. So hang on 1 second, guys. I'll be back in a minute. Alright. Let's jump back into this. Sorry about that, nature calls. Alright, so let's see what we got here. So, we have... That's no good. Actually, you know what we need to do is get rid of the gems first, so it's an equal comparison. And then I'll just resock it with the new gems. And hopefully we got some decent items here. The Archon armors are very, very cheap. So we're looking for 3 sockets. So basically anything that's not... Well, you know what? I'm just going to toss out all the ones right now that are like 0 socket and 1 socket. Just... I wouldn't necessarily... You know, I don't want to sit through and look at all these. I wouldn't necessarily go for 3 sockets if you don't absolutely have to, because, like, I mean, you can see the stat differences are pretty decent. Like, this right here is basically the same thing, but with a bunch more in. And this is zoomies with an extra 100 in. So, but I would keep at least 2 sockets throughout anything that doesn't have a couple sockets in it. At least. So this is, so out of 25 crafts, this thing only with 3 sockets. So let's see what we got here. Toughness. Now we do have a decent amount of damage, but we're missing resist. And we're missing, however, we get about 450. And so I might actually go with this, just because it's awesome. Well, no. So let's look at these two. So you're going to miss about 50, but you'll get 50 resist, 50R resist. So this one's out. These two, if you look at these, this will be an extra 100 in. But you're going to miss the armor. That's okay. This is our winner so far. That's no good. No good. No good. You're going to want sockets in at least like armor or armor or resist. Definitely vitality too. You're going to want vitality. So, alright, so let's look at these. So this doesn't have all resist. So here we go. Right, so we got about the same amount of vitality, we get an extra 100 int. Missing armor, a little bit less all resist, but that's okay. And let's see what we're at. 467. Okay. And you know what? I lied. I'm going to go ahead and craft just 10 more of these right now because I think this is not ideal. And actually, because of how cheap they are, 2010. Well, no, see, they changed the prices. They used to be cheaper. Interesting. But I think it's going to be worth it to craft these because these can roll some sick stats. That will... The Archon armor is going to replace whatever you have on live right now super fast. So this will be the last set that I do, so let's see. Vitality, armor, 3 sockets, but it's not a whole lot of armor, so it's not really anything. Okay, here we go. That's our winner. We'll compare that in a minute. But I think we just found a winner. This is, what, 35 crafts? So I think, you know, if you guys get... If you craft about 100 of everything, then... This is like a side grade right here. But I found a winner. You know, I need to... Go ahead and remove the sockets real quick. I think you craft 100 of whatever you're going to be set. Alright, so let's look at this real quick. So this is the original zoomies, right? 3.6 damage, 1.4 healing, 3.6 damage. 310, 202, 56, 313, 212. Well, actually not, yeah, but this has an extra socket. 55. Boom, 3 sockets. Alright. 35 more resist, 72. Yeah, we're not. We'll lose about 50 resist from the extra set bonus, but you know, we're already at 3,500 hit, 1,400 vitality, almost 1,500, 475k damage. So we've got boosted what? 55, 20k damage, and went from 43k HP, I think it was, up to 57. So just a ridiculous boost. And that was, you know, just crafting, well, I think I crafted 90 pieces or so. So let's just, this is for kicks. Let's see if we can get something that is good for... Yeah, let's do 10 of these, see what kind of damage rolls we get. Oh, strike wands. I don't anticipate, I don't know if weapon enchanting is going to be, or excuse me, not enchanting, crafting is really going to be worthwhile, just because it's a lot harder to get the damage rolls. But we'll see and find out. I don't think it's going to be worthwhile. I think, you know, if you're going to get something good on live right now, you should get a nice weapon and offhand if you're going that direction. Yeah, because if you look at the damage on all these, damage rolls are pretty low. I don't even care about anything else. These are all complete garbage. Alright, so let's go ahead and craft. Why did I just do that? Now let's craft some sources. Let's see if... I'll just craft 10 of them. See if there's any decent rolls. And then I might craft some swords and some axes. But I don't think you're going to get anything. I mean, that's not saying you can't craft a really nice weapon, but I think your mats are going to be better spent on armor because of how much emphasis there is on toughness in 2.0 and then otherwise. You see the damage rolls on all these are just, they're bad. Terrible, actually. Terrible, terrible damage rolls. I hope I don't crash the game. Let's do... Alright, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do axes. And... Why am I not seeing it? And that'll be the last thing that we do. We're just going to craft 10 axes and see if there's any kind of difference in damage. And then I'm going to show you guys how powerful this is. Alright, let's take a look here. I'm going to walk away from all this nonsense. Let's see. 49. Yeah, see, all the damage is kind of like around the 800 DPS area, which, you know, obviously means that Smart Loot is kicking in, but there's this is bad. So get a good weapon. Do yourself a favor. Alright, so that's just some of the crafting. So now let's go ahead and, you know, I've replaced all 4 pieces except the, well, actually 3 pieces. I haven't replaced the gloves. But let's go ahead and I'll show you guys how good this is. And my computer. Oh man. What is going on here? Wow. Hang on 1 second, guys. I have to turn down my settings. Let's go ahead and do... Whoa. All right. So let's make sure that we have some decent gear. And I'm going to respec. Now I'm going to drop my damage a little bit. I'm going to use Templar.
What shall we fight today?
I want the arcane power regeneration. And this is going to be another video, but I just want to briefly show you guys. I'm not really going to go into depth and explaining what I'm doing here. You know, for those of you who've played the game enough, you kind of know what I'm doing, but this is actually a very powerful build that I found, so I'm going to roll with that, and let's see. So I'm at 464 DPS, my regen is 11.4. That's only 10% damage. I'm going to go with this. Oh yeah, that's going to be juicy. So just you get him some items real quick.
Demons and dead everywhere. Makes for great business.
Ready to go. I don't want to do.
This will aid me.
Let's get another. And as you guys can see, I didn't use that many mats at all, so stuff doesn't really cost that much. But I gotta give him something. Let's go shield. And this. Sure. Whatever.
Excellent.
Alright, so he should be alright. He should be good. Let's see how much. Yeah, 85k HP. Yeah, he's good. And how much regen do I have? Life per second, life per hit. And I got some life steal. Alright, you guys ready for this? We're about to destroy T1. Here's the other thing too, XP. 33 mil, right? Starting out at 1253, starting out at 33 mil. Let's go ahead and do some really fast leveling here. Look at that. One-shotting. This is incredibly powerful. Like, this is tournament 1 at 60. And this is one-shotting. So I'm gonna run this real quick. I'm gonna run. I mean, I'm just standing here. This is stupid easy. Just cast and forget. That's one blizzard taken down. That's when I won at 460k. These guys insta-kill. Now, let's see how mob is. Yep, instant trail. Let's see, this is... So you guys can kind of see how ridiculous this is. And I'm just standing here face tanking everything. Bleeds down in just a few seconds. It's a little silly. So we're gonna go till for another minute and see what kind of XP there is here. And then we're gonna do Asmodan. I'll show you guys how quick that is on T1. Alright, so that was about 3 minutes. 3 minutes and we're at 45 mil already, so that's about 5 mil per minute or 300 mil per hour. And this is me playing casually. I can bump this up to 400 fairly easily, so this is going to be fast. Now, let's do Asmodan, just so you guys can see how quickly this kills regular mobs, elites, whatever. And shining spiders. Sorry, we got double elites right here, so I'm just going to stand here and just face tank everything. Oh yeah, so 2 elites and a goblin on T1. Down pretty quick. These guys, you don't even have to do anything, they just melt. So let's see. And honestly, if you guys play PTR, you're not going to want to play live again. This is so much more fun. This is awesome. So you can see, especially with the toughness, I mean, it's super easy to get a few hundred points of vitality just enchanting those slots in 2.0, so you know, it makes sense to glass out now, especially in all your other slots, because in these, EHP is going to be, or toughness, that's what it's called now, it's going to be super easy to get. I haven't played around with the other torment difficulties yet, so I don't know. That's going to be a separate video on my Twitch channel, because it's going to be pretty lengthy. I'm not paying attention. Yeah, so even taking one of those fireballs to the face doesn't really do much. So let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, by the way. XP. Only 31,000 gold, but this is actually going to be boosted a lot in the higher levels. 3.7 mil. We start at 33 mil. We're at 56 already. 20 mil just like that in, what was it? 5-6 minutes of gameplay. So leveling on live is kind of pointless right now. But let's see what we got here. If there's anything interesting. We got any good rares. Alright, well, that about wraps it up. But you guys got a pretty good idea. You know, I've upgraded a lot of slots. You know, I got basically the 200 vitality on this and 10% blizzard damage, which stacks, I believe. I'll have to do some testing, but I believe it stacks multiplicatively with this, so it'll be an extra 80% damage on there. I kept the gloves the same. This is going to be a little bit harder to place. You're going to have to craft more, but I don't want to push you guys through 100 crafts here. I will be doing that on my stream, so if you guys want to watch that, you'll be able to see that. I replaced the bracers. Again, got an extra 200 vitality and 10% cold damage. And I mean, these aren't even that great. You know, you can, if you had all resist on here and maybe armor, these would be a lot better. This replaced the Mosses. If you look at these two, and these are pretty decent Zunies. I mean, you're dropping a little bit of resist, but you're getting an extra 100 in. And again, you can craft these pretty easily as well. So save up your mats. In summary, you know, do about a 2-to-1 of your iridescent tears to exquisite essences, and you know, save up your demonic essences. Right now, there's no point in crafting anything unless you don't have like a decent amount of it. And save up your whites because you're gonna need them. I used about half of them already. So this is gonna be kind of your limiting factor. So alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions for me, you can email me. It's Mikhal, M-I-K-H-A-I-L @meatheadgaming.com, or you can obviously, you know, watch more YouTube videos, comment in the video, let me know what you guys want to see. If you have any questions, things like that, you can check out my Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/meatheadmikhal. And you can also visit the website for updates and get a hold of me there. It's meatheadgaming.com. So thanks guys, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.